Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create shadows in Photoshop. This is a PSD that I've been working on. I've already made the shadows and everything, but I'm just going to disable them. I'm going to show you guys how I did that. Right, so that's how it looks without the shadows, and doesn't look realistic. But with the shadows, oh my bad. With the shadows, it gives that, makes it look realistic. So I'm just gonna create these shadows again and show you. All right, so just create a new layer. So but you want this new layer to be underneath this main comp, the main comp with the dude. All right, create a new layer, and what I usually do is I make my shadows black or dark color. I'm just gonna go with black for now. And what I usually do first is I make the first shadow, which is like this. You can either use a brush, but I prefer to use a pen, something like this. Then I fill it with the black color, and it'll give us something like that. So that's the first shadow that I make, and I'm gonna create one this side too with the pen tool. You can use a brush like that. All right, I'm going to use a brush now and turn the flow up to 100. Got the opacity on 100 and the flow on 100. All right, just make it smaller and just brush over this like that. So but when you're making shadows, you gotta take note where the light source is coming from. So if you look at this image, the light is coming from this direction, so the shadows should come in this direction, right? So I usually do that first. That's the first base shadow. Then I'm gonna make another layer, and I'm gonna open the main. I got it in a group, so this is the main layer with our guy here. What you want to do is make that new layer, control and click on top of that, and it's gonna select him like that. And what I do is I fill it in with black, the black color. Then I control T, transform, right click and choose distort. So once you got that on distort, you wanna press control on your keyboard, control, and just drag this. So you can drag this to whichever side. So since the light is coming from the top, we want to have the shadow coming down in this direction like that, and then just position it, still pressing control on the keyboard. Okay, all right, so once we have it like that, I'm just gonna click OK, and I'm gonna press control T on the keyboard, and this time I'm gonna go to warp, and then this is where we can just warp it until it is okay. I'm gonna do this and bring this back like that. Bring this that, and then just play with the warp until you have it in a nice position like that. Press OK. So but if you look here, I got his fingers here, so I'm just gonna delete this here by creating a layer mask and just brushing it in like that. All right, then once I have it like that, what I usually do is since we already got a layer mask there, I'm just gonna select the brush tool, choose the soft brush, and bring the size up, bring the flow down to like maybe 17 is okay, and just brush this off. Because with the shadow is the further away it gets, it becomes lighter. I'm just gonna brush this away like this, just like that. And then because now I've selected the layer mask, you just want to select the actual layer with the shadow. Just select that, come up to filter and blur, and add a Gaussian blur. And then this is where you can set the amount of the blur, because you don't want it to be like a hard shadow. So I'm gonna just blur it out a bit like that. That looks okay, and hit OK, just like that. Just gonna zoom in a bit. That looks alright. I'm just gonna Control T again and bring up that warp and just bring this out a bit. Bring this out a bit, something like this. Just like that. That looks alright. And then select the layer mask again and just brush this portion off. Remove that. Okay, so this was that first shadow we made. Let me just shut this off for now. Okay. On this one that we made, the first shadow, what I usually do is also create a Gaussian blur just to blur it out a bit, something like that. That looks okay. Press OK. So that's without it, and that's with it. All right, and then bring this up again, and okay, that looks all right. Sometimes I can make this like a soft light, change the blending mode to soft light, and it will give us a softer shadow like that. All right, and then what I do is I make a copy of it, press Ctrl J, and it will make a copy. And then with the second copy, what I like to do is select the layer mask and change the size of the brush and just brush this portion off. So what I do is make the first shadow, like the shadow closer to him, make it darker, and then as it goes further, have it be a little, make it a bit lighter, like that, just like that, guys. Then what I also like to do is create a new layer. Okay, let me just turn these off for now. All right, then what I like to do is add a shadow right here like this. Fill it with black, and then add a Gaussian blur and have it look something like that. Maybe blur it out a bit more, like that. That looks okay. I'm gonna add a layer mask, choose the brush tool, and just brush this portion off right here, like that. Zoom out, so put this off and on. Just brush this portion off and have this shadow just right under him. So when I put those other shadows on, it will look something like this. Then with this, you can just make this looks a bit light. I can just make a copy of that, Control J, and maybe change this to like a soft light. Maybe take the opacity down a bit just so it's not that intense, just like that. You just see it, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna select these two layers, which is this and this, select them both, Control T, and just warp it. Okay, merge these two before I can warp it. Do this, merge these two layers, Control T, then warp, zoom in a bit, and then just bring this out like this and like this. Just like that. This looks alright. This looks a little bit too dark, so I'm just gonna drop the opacity down a bit like that, and just like that. Quick tutorial, quick tip. That's how I make my shadows. What I usually also like to do is create a layer above the main copy and add some shadows up on his shoes like this. Just brush it in with the brush and make a little shadow like that. That looks alright. So undo that, add a little shadow right there. It's like that, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe right now, leave a like. Thanks. If you have any questions, please just let me know down in the comments. If you have any views, just let me know. Is my voice proper? Can you hear me? Can you understand me? Are these tutorials useful and helpful? Please just let me know down in the comments. Thank you.